Hi everyone, today we're bringing you a video on how we can help you as a startup groomer. I'm going to be the new groomer while some specialists from our customer care and sales team are going to be talking about everything that you need to be a startup groomer. This will include everything from the best baths and tables to clippers and shampoos. So keep watching to find out how you can get your startup kit to be the best professional groomer that you can be. Choosing a Groomer Starter Kit is a much better option than choosing individual products to make up your own kit from scratch. Our Christies Direct Starter Kit is regularly reviewed to make sure that the products are the best on the market for a startup groomer. We also offer a discount because we know that times can be slightly tougher whenever you're starting out and it can be expensive. So we've placed a discount on our salon starter kits to help you get started. The kit can be tailored to you and your grooming needs. The one that we have provided is simply a foundation base so that you can add or change any products that might suit you and your grooming requirements much better. Whenever you're talking to a member of our sales team, whenever you're building your kit, they will be able to best recommend products to suit you and what you're looking for. Okay, so the first part of this video is going to be talking about all of your larger equipment, and this will cover your tables, your bath and your blaster dryers, and I've got Stefan with me to talk about it.
Hi, so as Tori said, my name is Stefan and I'm from the sales team at Christies Direct. We're going to cover some of the larger pieces of equipment that you'll get in your grooming kit. So to start off, we have the Kilimanjaro table. So this here is a really good table for various amount of reasons. Firstly, it goes all the way down to 25 centimeters. So it's very low to the ground, which means your elderly dogs, your dogs with mobility issues are going to find it easy to get onto the table. It raises all the way up to 95 centimeters. So that's this height here, which you can see on me is about waist height. So the dog's going to be here, so it means the bag is going to really, benefit from that, which is a big thing when it comes to equipment like this. That's the same with your tables and your baths. You want it to come up to your height. So that's a really important factor when you're buying this kind of thing. The other really important factor is sturdiness. So as you can see, this here is made out of really strong metal and the holding frame is extremely sturdy as well. So you attach your nooses to your holding frame like this, and because it's adjustable as well, you don't have to worry about the height, and it will keep a dog really calm down. If the table is sturdy and the holding frame sturdy, that kind of resonates confidence to the dog and it'll relax it. If you have a wobbly table, it ain't going to help your groom. So that's one of the really important things about a table. This table in particular takes 120 kg, which is a really big dog. So it's really good to have that there, that power behind the table as well. This is quite a large table as well. So it's 126 centimeters long and it's 65 centimeters wide. So as I say, you're going to get small, large, medium dogs and that's no problem. Also, the foot remote is at the bottom and you just put your foot on that to take the table up and down. This is an electric model, which means that your action of it going up and down is going to be really smooth. And also means you're not going to have to put as much effort into pumping the table up and down, which can become a bit tiresome after years of using the actual item. So it's a really good sturdy item, and it comes in blue and pink as well.
Okay, so with everything being said then, why in particular is this table good for startup groomers?
Well, it's good for everyone, but in particular startup groomers. When you're starting off, you want to buy something that you can rely on, something that you can depend on. And this here is definitely going to be in that category. So as I mentioned before, it's really sturdy, it's a strong table. So you're starting off, you want to be able to take any and all customers. If a customer comes to you, you want to be able to take their dog. This will take small, medium, large dogs. It has the power behind it to manage the weight. It has the size. So it's the perfect starting off machine. You're also starting off with real quality. You're not starting off with something that you're going to have to, spend more money to buy a new one later on. This here is your grooming table. This is going to last you many years, and it's going to be something that you are it's going to become an essential piece of kit, and you're going to wonder how could you ever survive without it. So it's a really good, sturdy piece of equipment. And at the end of the day, you start up your own business and you want to become a groomer, you want to enjoy the job, and this here will make it so much easier to enjoy working with a dog every day, being able to put it down all the way to 25 centimeters and have the dog just hop on, and then you can take it all the way up. You want to enjoy your work, and this will really help do that.
Okay, so now we've moved on to another table. So Stefan, tell me about this table.
So this is the Matterhorn folding table, and as the name would suggest, it's a folding table. What makes it different from other tables is the quality. First of all, it's really sturdy. And as a folding table, it's hard to get that sometimes because of the way the table works. They can be quite wobbly, but this one is made of really good steel, so you can count on it to keep that sturdiness. Comes with a little grooming arm here as well, just so that you can attach the noose onto the dog, which is always really handy, and it is adjustable as well. This one here is the medium-sized one, so you can get a smaller and a larger version, and they are higher and obviously smaller. What makes this particularly good for a startup groomer, getting it in your grooming kit, is the fact that if you get the other table and then you have this table as well, you can keep that one in your salon, and that's your primary use one. But perhaps you'll get a small dog in and you just want to quickly get it on the table. You have this one here. It's almost like a backup, and it just means that you can reduce the hours you're using on that one. Maybe you want to save electric even, but you have this one here, and the big thing is it's transportable. So you can take it home, and maybe you have dogs at home you want to do and you don't want to bring them into the salon, or maybe even you'll have some customers in time that would love it if you would go out and visit them and do the groom there. Maybe you've got some really anxious customers or anxious dogs that prefer their own home setting. This is perfect for that there kind of thing. It's lightweight, it's so easy to take with you, and you'll begin grooming and perhaps it will lead you to the show ring, and this kind of thing can be taken to competitions, no problem. I see them all the time at places like Crufts, and their tables like this are everywhere, and it just means you've got somewhere to use as a base for your dog. So it's a really good practical thing to have, and it's got many uses. And this one in particular, it's like the other table, you want to buy once, and with this here you're getting a really sturdy table as well.
So in particular then, why would you say it is good, as one thing to sort of sell in terms of having the main electric table and having your smaller table for a starter groomer? Why is that important, do you think?
I think when it comes down to it, backups are important in grooming, and it's just a thing in life. You should eventually, when you have more and more dogs in, you're going to want to have a backup clipper, you're going to want to have a backup dryer, all these kind of things. This here is something that will be a backup table, and it will serve many purposes, but you always want to have a table is something that you will need. You cannot groom without it. You can't groom professionally without it. So having this here, it does all the things that I mentioned before, but you have a really good sturdy piece of equipment. It's low cost for a table, and it means you can always have, your business can always operate because it's always got potentially your most important piece of equipment. So it's really important to get something like this, and as I say, because of the low cost, it works out well that way.
Okay, so now we have moved on to bath. So Stefan's going to give us a wee quick chat about this bath.
So this is the Groom Professional bathing station. So this is one of our bigger stainless steel baths. This here will be able to hold pretty much any dog you're going to be bringing into your salon. It's really long, so it's 127 centimeters long, and it is 43 centimeters high, so it means any dog will be able to get in there. And it says bathing station, but really it's a water containment item. So the water, you'll have a shower, and the shower head comes with a bath, and you shower the dog in the bath, and this here keeps the water in the bath, and it drains out the bottom. This particular model comes with little steps. So basically you just open the door, it's a sliding door, you just open the door and the dog can walk up into it. If you want to save on space, you can slide the stairs under, and it's a nice smooth action when you're doing that. Now this particular bath here is stationary, so it's not electric, so it doesn't move up and down. Now, it really just depends on your preference on this one. Some people like the ones that go right down because, once again, elderly dogs or dogs with mobility issues, they can get in easier. But most people do tend to say that the steps are fine for that anyway. So it's really up to yourself what way you want to go on that. This here one has a holding bar across the top, and once again you can attach your nooses and they just clip on, and it just means you can keep the dog nice and secure. There's removable rubber tread plates in the bottom, and that there raises the dog up off the floor of the bath. It means that firstly you're protecting your steel from the nails of the dog, and you're also raising them up off the wet bath where the water will lie temporarily. So it's a nice little feature, and you can also move that up. So you can move the tread plate up, and then that means that smaller dogs come up to your height, and it's just, once again, it's the health and safety of the issue. You're saving your back. Over years and years of grooming, we hear many times groomers developing issues like poor back, poor posture, wrist issues and all these kind of things. So baths like this with these little features, just like tables that we've seen before, it's reducing those repetitive strain issues. A couple of times it won't matter, but over years and years of grooming, these things build up. So it's, once again, a really, really good, sturdy piece of equipment. It'll hold all of your big dogs. It's compatible for your small dogs as well, and it's just an item that we sell a lot of, and it's, once again, buying once and that's you set for the future.
Okay, so we've moved on to the final piece of large equipment. So Stefan, tell me what this is.
So this, Tori, is the Blow Ice 600 combination dryer blaster. So it's a combination machine, which means that it is currently in its finish and dryer form. It's got the arm here, and then you can remove this here and you can put a blast hose in and then it'll blast. So it's got the heat of a finish and dryer, it's got the power of a blaster, and basically it's just the best of both worlds. It also, this particular one comes with a spring assisted stand, so basically you can adjust it to the height that you need it. So this is a bit high at the minute, so you can drop it right down. It also comes with wheels, and they can be locked into position as well. It's completely maneuverable, so you can take it about your salon and you can adjust the way that it stands, and then you can lock it into place. This particular one is a double motor machine, so that means you're really getting the benefit of two motors, so it's more powerful, and it comes with a little handle as well. Now, here is one of the best things about this machine is it's got adjustable dials, so it means that you can select the speed and the heat that suits you at that particular time. So you've really got that ability to just have it just right. This here's rubber nozzle can be adjusted as well to produce the heat, and it's really easy to take it from a finish and dryer, which it currently is, and just change the hose so that it's a blaster. So it's the best of both worlds, and you just get it in one piece of equipment, which is really handy.
So can you tell me one of the main reasons, especially for a start-up groomer, why it's important to, or why it is better to have a combi rather than a separate dryer and a separate blaster? Why is it great to have them both into the one?
Money. Well, yes and no money. It's cheaper to buy a combination machine than two separate machines. That is the first thing. If we're going to be real about it, that is true. Two machines is great to have, of course. You can never beat having a separate blaster and a separate finishing dryer. But buying something like this here means that you can get the best of both worlds. This is phenomenally powerful, really, really good power. It's great heat in it as well, and it's a low cost. What most people do is they'll start off with a combination machine, and this one is, personally in my opinion, the best one we offer. So you start off with a combination machine, and then as time goes on and you get busier, you build up your clients, you'll then perhaps buy a separate blaster, and then as time goes on you'll buy a separate finishing dryer, and those will become your main machines. But this really, really great machine will become your backup machine. So if, say, you go into the salon someday and something breaks, which does happen, you have got this to fall back on. So the main key thing that we've kind of tried to put across all these items is your business is to keep running. Every day that you want to be open, you can open. And so this is a great machine to start off with, and as you build up and you build up, you'll then move on to other machines. But it's just a really great option for those start-up groomers, and it's one that really, with the power in this machine, you would think you had a standalone blaster, and it's got lovely heat as well.
Okay, so now we're moving on to the cutting side of things, and we've got a whole range of different products here, and Amber is going to talk through them.
So hi, I'm Amber, I'm the Customer Care Manager at Christies Direct, and I'm so excited to talk you through all things clipping and snipping.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it, So yeah, we've got a whole range of products. I'm going to start over here because these look really interesting. I see nice colours. Tell me what that is, what they are.
Okay, so this is a set of comb attachments. Specifically, this is the Wall 8-piece metal comb guide set. And these are brilliant. Most clippers that you get will come with a number 10 blade, and blades are pretty expensive to buy individually. So at the beginning, whenever you need a variety of cutting lengths and you don't want to spend too much money, this is a really handy way to have 8 different cutting lengths in one handy set.
Amazing.
They're also colour coded, so you can identify easily what length you need. You can grab it quickly, snap it on, and you're good to go.
That's perfect. So everything just kind of comes together that you need. Great for start-up groomers, even people that were sort of wanting to cut at home as well.
Absolutely,
really good option. Amazing. And I love the fact they're colour coded. That
I
must
know.
make everything so much
It makes
easier.
life so much easier.
Yeah, it looks great. So something else that's catching my eye that's colour this clipper. Tell me about this clipper.
Is it not gorgeous?
Beautiful. I love that colour.
Okay, so this is the Andis Super 2-speed clipper.
Okay.
And this is one of the clippers that we would recommend for anybody who's getting started. Even people who are pretty experienced will use these as well. This one's obviously pink, which is the best colour, but there are other colours as well.
Okay.
And there's a couple of reasons why we would recommend this, especially at the beginning of your career. So the first thing is, starting here on this button, 2 speed settings.
Okay.
And Andis would normally suggest that you use the first speed setting on the majority of the groom. So kind of standard, normal, easy to work with coats. Keep it on speed number 1, you should be able to work through whatever is coming through the door. And then when you get to those areas that are maybe a wee bit tougher, a bit kind of thicker, harder to work through, that's whenever you're cranking it up to the 2nd speed setting.
Okay.
And you'll be able to power through anything that's coming through the door.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Another reason it's really, really good for a startup groomer is that it is corded. Now I know there is a lot of debate about kind of corded versus cordless. Corded is great at the beginning because it's giving you that continuous supply of power. You're not stopping to recharge batteries, you're not going to have the clipper cut you halfway through the groom. It's giving you that continuous supply of power. So really, really good. And it's a 3 metre long cord. So you're not going to be working around the dog, you know, getting stuck tangled in cables. You're going to be able to move around just fine, especially when it's on a grooming table in that grooming setting and the dog is restrained as well. So
that's great.
Perfect.
That sounds really, really good. It sounds like a really good start off sort of clipper, and this will obviously work through all sort of coat types.
Absolutely,
Great.
yeah.
That's
Will
perfect.
do. The other thing to note is it does come with a blade as well, and the blade that this one comes with is a 10 ceramic blade.
Okay.
So a little bit different to the standard ultra edge blades that you might normally use. It's got a little white ceramic cutter, and that's going to run a little bit smoother and a little bit cooler as well. So if you're ever concerned about the blades getting hot during use, the white ceramic cutter is going to keep it running a little bit cooler too.
That's great.
Even better.
That sounds amazing. So then, kind of staying on that clipper sort of side of things, I see that we've got some blades here, and they say that they're Groom Professional PX. So tell me what that firstly means.
Okay, so Groom Professional is our own brand of blades, and the PX blades are made of a special reinforced steel, so they're a little bit stronger maybe than some of the other blades out there on the market. They're a little bit less expensive too, so if you do want to get a good collection together, this is a really good starting point.
Okay.
Now we have got 7F, 5F and 4F, and those are probably the most common blades, along with your 10 blade on the clipper that you're going to use in the salon. So if you have these together, plus your comb attachments, you've got such a variety of lengths. Any dog that's coming through the door, you're ready to groom.
That's perfect. So you kind of have everything there covered, like between your comb guides, your blades and your clipper, you've got everything there that you need.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. That's
So
really,
good.
really good. Really good. So on to scissors then. I see that we've got, again, something with pink and a pretty pattern.
Yes.
So what sort of scissors are these first of all?
Okay, so these are the Groom Professional Astrid scissors.
Okay.
And Astrid is a kind of level 2 brand of scissor. And what we mean when we say that is it's a really good workhorse scissor.
Okay.
So ideally for somebody who's maybe at the beginning of their career who wants a good workhorse scissor, going to cut through all and everything that's coming through the salon door. These are German steel.
Okay.
So normally you'll either have Japanese or German steel when it comes to scissors. The Japanese are a little bit lighter in the hand. They have that high shine finish normally. You'll see that these are brushed steel.
Will we get them out to have
I
a
think we
little
should
look?
get them out. I think we
Okay.
should definitely look at these.
Look at the pattern on those. Do you want to have a
I would
little
love
look?
to. So these ones, like I said, they're the German steel, and that means they're a wee bit more robust.
Okay.
They're also maybe slightly heavier than some of the Japanese steel as well, but that's a good thing because you can really feel them in your hand, and they're very, very comfortable to hold too. Now these ones, you will notice, have these gorgeous little thumb inserts here, or the finger inserts.
Yeah.
They're pink and they're fabulous. But you can take these out.
Okay.
And normally I would recommend for somebody who maybe does have bigger hands, or for the male groomers out there, you can take these out, and these provide the biggest finger hold necessary.
Okay.
So even better if you do
That's
have bigger
great.
ones.
And there's quite a variety here. So I see that we've got some
Yes.
bullnose ones, we've got straights, and we've got
do.
thinners as well, and obviously the curved.
The curved,
So
yeah.
that's kind of covering all of the different scissors that you would need to be
Yes.
starting up. And like you said, they're that sort of robust, durable material that they are going to last you if they bounce off the table or anything like that.
Exactly.
Perfect. That sounds amazing. Okay, so now we have moved on to tools and extras that you're going to get in your kit, and I've got Nicole with me here to talk through them.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I work in the Sales and Customer Care Department at Christies Direct.
So I can see there is a lot of different things in front of us here, and I think we should just probably start over at the far side. So we've got something called a groomer's helper. What is a groomer's helper?
So a groomer's helper is a pet positioning system.
Okay.
It is used to make grooming safer, easier and faster. It's basically just a noose and a tether which attaches to the neck onto the grooming arm, and then again from the back of the neck upwards. So it holds the dog in place so that it doesn't try to leap off the table or it doesn't try to turn its head too far and causing biting to the dog groomer at the time, and it's just used to make it a lot faster and a lot easier, less time spent like positioning the dog, so you can get through it a lot quicker.
That's great, and it comes with like a DVD I see there too, so it's going to describe everything that's in it.
Everything you need comes in this wee pack. It is well put together and everything, so the DVD will give you clear instructions on how to use it, and it also gives you some ideas of the things that you can buy additional to it.
That's great. Perfect thing for a start-up groomer, obviously, with having those dogs and maybe ones that do want to bite or be naughty, they can use that there. So then I see we've got a box here with some cards in it. Explain to me what that is.
So this is the customer record card.
Okay.
This keeps all of your appointments nice and secure and all together, keeps all the customer information that you need.
Okay.
The starter kit comes with the box, all of the alphabetical letters, comes with the record cards, the continuation cards, and it also comes with some protective sleeves.
Brilliant.
So you can put these little bits into these sleeves, keep them nice and safe and secure for the customers.
Brilliant, that's really good. And can you buy extras then once you've used some of the cards?
Yeah, you absolutely can. The only thing that's different with this one is it comes with the box.
Okay.
Everything else you can buy separately from this.
Great.
So you can buy some continuation cards and you can just staple it onto the back of the customer record card, or you can buy the customer record cards in packs of 50 or 100.
That's brilliant. Really, really good to have, and perfect for starting out. You want to get your customer base really solid with all your cards. That's brilliant. So then I see we've got these 2 blue tubes here. Tell me what these are.
So these are synthetic towels.
Okay.
They are used basically to drink up the water.
Okay.
Once you're finished washing the dog and you still have the dog in the bath, if you just use this to pat down around the dog, it will just absorb all of the water out of it, and then it cuts down time that you need to spend on blasting.
That's brilliant. So efficient and a really easy
Absolutely.
process. That's great. So some tools then we've got here. We've got quite a few different ones. The first one that I see is called a mat breaker. So I'm kind of assuming this is going to do what it says, but tell me a wee bit more about it.
Absolutely, it will just take away the mats from the coat.
Okay.
This one is designed to keep the dog's hair in mind, so it is the nice easiest way to save as much of the hair as possible. You simply just put the little grooves underneath the mat and just pull it out as slowly as you can. You can use this one for all dog breeds, any coat that has a mat, you can use that one for.
That's great. It saves having to shave the dog and have a customer coming back that's a wee bit shocked.
Of course.
And then we've also got something called a coat rag. So tell me what that is.
Yeah, a coat rag is used just to pull through the coat and take away all of the dead and the loose hair that's already on there. So it's already going to fall off anyway.
Okay.
There's no point using it to wash the dog. You might as well get rid of all of that extra hair, and then you've just got all the fresh hair that's left.
Brilliant. And can you use that on any coat type?
You can. There are some dogs that it's more suited for.
Okay.
For instance, dogs that you're going to hand strip with the more wiry coats, or you can use it with dogs that have the longer hair, so it's maybe prone to more matting.
Yes.
So if you just run that through it and pull out all that loose hair first of all, and then you've got all of the good hair left.
Brilliant. And do they come in different sizes, or is it just the one size?
They do come in different sizes. You can get ones with the teeth that are a little bit wider, so that's for the coats that you prefer to keep the hair, whereas the ones come with the little blades a bit closer together, and those are used for the dogs with finer, wispier hair, and maybe puppies that are starting out getting used to hand stripping.
Yeah, of course. But this is like a really good general one to sort of use for them all.
This is the one that comes basically in the middle, so you can use this one on all of the dogs that you would like to, but maybe in the future you would prefer to have a smaller or larger one.
Perfect. That's really good. We've obviously got a nail clipper here, which is kind of what it says, but what makes this one so good for dog grooming?
This one is fantastic because it has a little blade guard on it.
Okay.
So it stops you from putting the nail too far through, and we've got like a dog that likes to wiggle around too much, so it stops you from cutting too far back.
Okay.
This one is the small nail clipper, which you can use for all of the dog breeds.
Okay.
This can be bought in a large size also, which you can get if you decide, but the small nail clipper will cut all of the dog's nails.
That's brilliant. So again, another all-rounder sort of tool to have.
Yeah.
Then we've got something called a soft slicker. So tell me what a soft slicker is.
So the soft slicker brush is the go-to brush.
Okay.
As soon as the dog comes into the salon, this is the first brush that you're going to want to use.
Yeah.
It's just basically used to groom through that coat, just getting sure all the mats and everything are out of it.
Brilliant. It looks like a really nice tool to use. And it looks like it's a very durable material there as well.
Absolutely. It's nice and comfortable to hold, and there's a nice little thumb rest there just to help you pull it through.
That's really, really good. And then the final tool that I see here is a fine coarse chrome comb. Now that's a mouthful to say. Tell me about this. Can this be used for all coat types?
It can be used for all coat types. You do have two sides of the brush there.
Okay.
So you do use it for after the slicker brush. So you just want to check all of your work. Just run the comb through it. Make sure that you've haven't missed any knots or anything in it, and you can use the brush to get through it. You can also use that wee comb for scissoring if you decide to.
Brilliant. So it's kind of a multi-purpose product. So there's a really good selection of products there that are kind of all-rounders, can be used in all coat types. And then we've got a few other products over here. So I see a massive book in front of me. What is this for?
This is essentially the Bible for dog grooming.
Okay.
This is the second edition book. It comes with a lot of extra, all of the different breeds, a lot of different grooming techniques. It's a good thing to sit down with your coffee and just sit and read through it. You'll be surprised how many tips that you can pick up from this book.
Yeah, no, it's really good to have a book as well on hand. Like, as much as you've got your blogs and your YouTube channels, which you can obviously get on our website, it is really good to have a book at hand, especially when you're in the salon.
Absolutely.
And then we've got two other items over here. So they both look material. What are these for?
Yeah, so the first one here is the Andis blade case.
Okay.
It is a fabric case that you can use to hold 9 blades all together.
Okay.
So each blade goes into its own little separate slot that stops the blades from rubbing against each other, from knocking against each other and nicking. And they go into their own little safe area, and they can just be stored in there for whenever you're not using the blades.
Brilliant, that's really good, especially for maybe if you want to transport them about places, or if you just kind of want to keep them safe in the salon.
Of course.
And then the final item, I'm assuming, is an apron.
It is.
So this is a Groom Professional apron.
So we've got a black apron included in the pack, so it's great as a good unisex colour, so it is. It is splash proof, so it's easy to wipe down if you've got any water or any mess or anything on it. It's nice and easy to keep clean, so it is.
Brilliant, that's great. Really, really good selection of products there, like of tools and things to wear, and especially the Bible. That is a must-have, I think,
Definitely.
to have in the Salon Starter Kit. So thank you so much for talking about it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about some wet products that you're going to be getting in your Salon Starter Kit. So I can see here that we have some shampoos and we also have some other products, and Patricia is going to talk us through them.
I'm Patricia. I am the telesales manager at Christies Direct, and I'm happy to join Tori in talking about these products.
Thank you so much for joining us. So I can see in front of me here we've got 4 different shampoos, and these are in the smaller sizes. The first one I see is Tender Puppy Kitty. So tell me what this is going to be used for.
So that is perfect for the little young puppies or kittens you might get in. For their delicate skin, you don't want to be using any of these harsher ones. So there's no chemicals, no scent. It'll be perfect for those little young puppies you're getting in.
Yeah, perfect. You've got to obviously have that for the likes, because you could get any sort of dog in, so that's going to be perfect
At
for
any
that.
age, that's it, exactly.
Absolutely. Then the next one we've got is Bright White. So tell me what Bright White would be used for.
So it's a real enhancer, so it will brighten the white coat up and really make it shine. It can be used on other colours and other breeds, but it's great for your Bijons and those real fluffy white dogs.
Yeah.
It's perfect shampoo for that.
That sounds
any
amazing.
salon.
Yeah, no, that sounds amazing. And then the next one we've got here is Berry Blast. That sounds amazing. Tell me about it.
It smells gorgeous.
Okay.
So it's really an all-rounder. So it's really good for darker coats. With those berries, it really lightens up, enhances their colour too.
Yeah.
And it's mainly the smell as well. It really is good for an all-round shampoo that your customer will love the smell of.
And I'm sure it smells amazing as well.
Gorgeous.
I need to smell that one. And then the final one I see is Dirty Dog. So tell me about it.
Well, it is for the ones that have got really built up grease and dirt, and they're coming in and they smell really bad. This will break down all that dirt. It'll clean it right out, and you'll be left with a nice, fresh, clean dog. Which is
Perfect.
what you'll need at this time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's really good. There's quite a range of scents and different sort of properties in each one to suit all coat types. Would you say that these would be the best sellers to have, or would you say they're the best ones to have for someone starting up a salon?
Well, that's it. You've got an all-round option there, but we have so many in the range. I would say have a little look around and see what suits you best, because the scents and even what they're designed to do, you will find something perfect for every type of dog.
So the next product then that I see here is something called Wonder Coat, and it's got a spray nozzle. So tell me what Wonder Coat is.
Wonder Coat is a detangling and conditioning spray.
Ooh, okay.
So after you've washed, blast it, you're ready to start working on the dog. It's great to give a little spritz and start with your tools to detangle and condition. It will really give them a lot of shine, and it will make working through those coats really easy.
Great. And can that be used in all coat types?
It can, yeah. It'll
Okay.
be perfect for them.
And it'll not leave any sort of residue or anything like that?
No greasy residue or any issues in that sense.
That's great. That sounds like a real all-rounder product that you definitely need to have in your salon starter kits.
Definitely.
So I see some ear products over here. We've got ear wipes and we've got ear powder. So tell me about the ear wipes.
So So ear wipes, most people will go with the ear wash, which is in the wipes, but it really reduces the chances of a knock-over spillage. It's easy, handy to use. Just pop one out, rub it around their ears, and that'll get rid of any odours and keep that hygiene level nice and high with the dog.
And how many wipes do you get in a tub?
There's 50.
Oh, brilliant. So you're getting quite a lot of use even out of one tub there.
Definitely.
That's really, really good. It's good to have on hand as well. And then another one is the ear powder. So tell me sort of what it is and why you would have maybe both of the products.
So both would be, you would need ear powder if you're going to pluck the fur out of the ears. So that really dries and lifts it, makes it really easy to do, and again helps with the hygiene and the overall odour control of the dog too. So
they're both very different products then?
Yeah, you probably will need both.
Okay, fantastic. No, that's great. I'm sure it's all included in the starter kit anyway.
That's
it,
exactly.
Okay, so I see we've got a 4-in-1 spray there. Can you tell me what that spray is used for?
Yeah, so you spray that onto your blades or your clippers when you're using them. So it cleans, cools, lubricates and disinfects.
Oh, amazing.
So it's an all-rounder. You want to be using that all the time. It's a must-have. We wouldn't sell a clipper without it.
Okay.
So you really need to spray it on every 10 to 15 minutes while using it, and you really will notice the difference.
Okay, amazing. So definitely a must-have, especially if you've got a clipper, which you will have in your starter kit. And the final product I see in the end there is a quick fix. So what is that used for?
So that's a blood stopper. So when trimming the dog's nails, it's very easy, and everyone does it, is have a little accident where a bit of blood will come out, and if you just dab a little of that onto it, it'll immediately stop the blood and ensure no infection, and it won't hurt the dog. It'll be perfect for that. Great. Also doesn't stain, which all the others on the market would leave a little yellow, so this is perfect for the white fur dogs again.
That's amazing. Perfect. That's a really, really good roundup of products there, and there's a lot of different variety and a lot of different uses, so you're kind of getting everything covered there in that one bundle. So thank you so much for telling us through that.
No problem, my pleasure. Thank you, Tor.
Whenever you purchase our Salon Groomer Starter Kit, the paw points collected will automatically place you into top dog status. This means that you're going to get 10% off all orders, a free gift every month, as well as many other benefits. We also have a range of finance options available, which you can find out more information on our website or give our sales team a call. I really hope that video was beneficial in letting you see the basics of the Salon Starter Kit, how it can be altered to suit you, and talking through all of the products and why they are best suited to a start-up groomer.